Welcome to my channel, the Vlograna Blog. This is the review of the last two games Barca family played. So, the first is Barca traveling away to Alhama. And my god, this is some of the most atrocious football I've seen from an opponent side. And I've seen a lot in Liga F teams facing Barca. So let's get on with it. So the lineup for this match, it was basically a rotation FC this time because Pereira just opted for a lot of changes in this game, keeping in mind the Supercopa Semifinal. So it had Font in goal, Aisha Kamara right back, Torrejon and Leon as centre backs, and Carla Julia as left back. So KIKA Nasret, Sarah Jordi, Shot and Live as midfielders. So no Aitana, Alexia, Patry, nobody, just youngsters FC. And then Vicky Lopez, Fenger, and Pina as the attacking trident. So basically, you had Napoleon and Claudia Pina as the first timers, as the people from the first team, and you can also add in Torrejon for experience. Otherwise, everybody are youngsters, and Kika who's just come in. So it's basically just youngsters FC. So I thought Alhama will actually attack better, knowing in mind that this is not the full strength Barca, but they played the most anti-football you can ever see. Like they played so bad, so terrible. Like honestly, the stats for this game was 90% possession. I'm not talking the first 10 minutes or the 20 minutes or 30 minutes. It was a whole game. 90 minutes, Barca had 90% possession. I mean, this is a record for Barca. I've never seen them play like this. And I think even the most prime Barca of family sides of all time, I don't think I've clocked this stat of 90% possession. And they 23 shots, and they had 9 on target, and Alhama had 0 shots on target. He had at least 1 shot, that's it. Not even on target, 1 shot, that's it, 90 minutes. They played so ultra defensive football, like 5 at the back, 6 at the back. They never bothered to attack. They didn't care about attacking. They just full on defense, and when Barca tried to score, they would just put the ball and let Barca pick the ball and then attack again. That's all they did. They did nothing. It was basically an attack v defense exercise. That's it. That's all they did. I don't know why they did it, because they are not necessarily they do play defensive football, but not to this extent. I mean, even the relegation threatened sides didn't play like this against Barca. So it is really interesting. I mean, interesting, not like, no, it is not interesting. Really strange as to why they chose this tactic, especially when Barca were playing with a lot of youngsters. I thought they would challenge Barca, and this would be a quite difficult game. But they didn't do that. It was just Barca trying to attack, and it was frustrating. It was difficult because they were not able to score, but not because Barca were necessarily challenged in defense. I think Gemma Fon had the easiest 90 minutes of her life. Like she had basically nothing to do. She was just standing there for the sake of standing. So that was it. Like this was a really, I mean, it is kind of boring to watch. I'm not gonna lie, because the youngsters, they were trying things to work out, but it didn't work out, and it didn't help that the opponent played with such an ultra defensive, like low block. So yeah, it was just the youngsters trying to score goals, trying to create opportunities, and then failing a lot many times. But yeah, like what else can I say? Like there's nothing to say about this game. They just tried, and then Pina and Graham Munson got the goals. Like that's all. That's all there is to say about this game. So yeah, so that's all. So it's a routine when Barca get the 3 points. Like there's nothing else to say, honestly. Like they were just trying to attack, and they booted the ball. Alhama booted the ball. They didn't try to attack at all. So yeah, so Barca they found the key. They unlocked the defense. They got the 2 goals. A routine win, but it was really nice to see the youngsters, try to create chances and try to score goals. That was really nice to watch from that perspective. But as a game, from even if you think of a neutral perspective, it is kind of boring. That's okay, because this is not the game you're going to remember 4 or 5 years down the line. But it's just the game which gives us 3 points. So and the best part was we got this done without breaking a sweat, and most of the lineup was rotated for this, so we didn't have to work too hard for this 3 points. So in that aspect, which is what matters the most, a very comfortable 3 points he gets. So I don't mind such games once in a while when it keeps the squad fit and healthy. So that's about that's all about this game. So Barca with Alhama, they go 10 points clear again, and they are top of the table. I mean, they were top of the table for a long time now, and so the Stars are like 81 4 and 4 against right now, and this was much better than last season with respect to goals scored, goals conceded, and everything. So they're already doing better. So much for the Barca weakening due to people leaving, the squad becoming smaller, but we're only getting stronger. So that's that. So the goal difference is plus 77. So that's all I have to say about this game. And after that, we faced Athletic Club Bilbao in the semi-final of the Supercopa. So this was quite an interesting game. There's a lot to unpack, especially the refereeing. We'll talk about. So basically, in this game, Pereira came with his almost full strength lineup. So he came on with Katakol in goal, Onabate, Paredes, Leon, and Bruce at the defense. KIKA, Sarajordi, and Alexia in midfield. So Patry also played that game in Alhama, but she came on late. And Patry after the Supercopa game said that she didn't expect her to start in the Alhama, to come on in the Alhama game, but she did come. And then she also came in this game. So I don't know if she'll start the final. She also said that she's not ready to start games as of now, but we'll see about that. So she came on late in this game. So that's the thing. So Alaya is also not available. Aitana is injured. So Kika and Sarja already filled in their shoes, and then you have Vicky Lopez, Payor, and Pina. So Graham also has some minor problems, so Vicky Lopez took a spot. So otherwise, so if you take out CGH and Patry, it's almost a full strength line. Also Aitana, yeah. So otherwise, it's almost a full strength lineup. So three absentees you can say from the starting lineup. So otherwise, it's a full strength lineup. So this is what Barca went with, and as usual, Barca like started well, and this time I actually did see Alexia lose the toss, and Athletic Club chose to do the kickoff, but then they lost the ball in first 16 seconds. So so in that aspect, Barca actually won the toss. You could say that, but they regained the ball back immediately. So it was usually the same. So Barca started attacking well. They had trying to create chances from the beginning, and Athletic Bilbao were actually quite aggressive with their tackles, their challenges, and with their aggressive pressing. So they were doing that whole throughout the game, and that is good because there's a talk that Barca can't handle tough opponents, like people who challenge a lot and people who press a lot. Like Barca just they just get flummoxed and they don't know what to do. Like Barca's faced so many opponents like that, and this was no different. So Athletic Club, that was their modus operandi. Let's just ultra press them and then see if we can create turnovers and go for the counter. That's all that MO was. And Barca were like trying to create opportunities, trying to look out for those pockets of space, and they were trying to do that. They had some opportunities, but nothing too big. And then Athletic Club, they got one chance. Like before that, Irene also was like stifling the Bilbao counters most for the most part. So they were doing well, and even before the counters were even beginning to threaten, Barca just nipped the bud. So that was Barca's MO. So this was going on quite even, and then Athletic got a very very good chance, and then I don't know what was Irene doing in that moment, because the player just hits the ball and she runs, and Irene is just lets her through. I don't understand why she did that, but then telepathically Mappy goes and covers her. So far, Irene makes the mistake. She should have actually tracked back, but she did not do. So that's a mistake. But then Mappy, she understands that she has to go, she has to take care, and then Irene will go the other side, which is fine. Defenders do that from time to time, so fair enough. But the thing is, she goes there, instead of just engaging with her, she goes and just batters her right in the penalty area and becomes a penalty. So it is a penalty. Like, what else can you say? She does not get the ball. She goes and clatters into her. It's a penalty. So if you want to criticize players, you have to criticize both of them. Firstly, Irene for just not tracking back, for letting her go on. And then for Mappy just was just colliding into her instead of just standing there. Even if he just stood there trying to engage her, the defense would have come and it wouldn't have been a goal. But I don't know why she wanted to clatter into her like that. So she does that, and it's a penalty. And Nerea Nevado, the left back of the Athletic Club, scores the goal. It's really annoying to watch. Kata almost gets her hands on the ball. I mean, she does get her hands on the ball, but it isn't enough to stop the ball rolling into the net. So Athletic Bilbao draw the first play. So at this point, I'm like, okay, that's good, fair. I wasn't really worried. It was just annoying the way we considered the goal, but the celebration, it was really, really odd because I've seen so many teams score against Barca and celebrate wildly, which I can understand. It's very difficult to score against Barca. But they scored, they celebrated hard, fair. And then Nare Navarro, who scores the penalty, goes to the bench and then she hugs all of them and they start jumping. That was really odd to watch because you do that either when you win a cup, be it any cup. You do that in a final when you've just scored the winning goal, or you do that at the last minute of a game when that is literally the last kick of the game. You do that because the adrenaline is so high at that moment. But this was just like what 25 minutes or something, and she scores the first goal and she goes to the bench and celebrates like crazy, and it's like this is really odd. It's not even disrespectful. Just I wouldn't like my team to celebrate like that, even if like this. Let's say I don't support Barca, I support some mid-table team, and if my team scored a goal against let's say Barca Femini, I don't want my players to score. I mean celebrate like that because that means you're not in the moment. You have to be in the moment. You have to be focused because there's still a lot of time for Barca Femini to score, and you celebrate like you've just scored the winning goal in a final, which you've not. So it just felt very odd, which the way she did it. Because after that, Barca just stepped up the gear and they got the 2 goals. So what do you do now? I think uh, that is what reflected because the team's mentality is okay. We've scored a goal, that's it, we're gonna win. But there's still lot more time to go. There's just 2 or 3 minutes. I can completely understand if they've done that, but there's still a long time to go. And the side effect is that it will also anger Barca players. So it's not like they are robots; they're also humans. So if you celebrate too hard, then expect them to, come back with a vengeance. So that's what they did. And Barca immediately tried to score a goal. KIKA hits it and just goes over the ball. And then after that, to get the equalizer, Barca tries so many things. They go from the right, they go from the left. Vicky Lopez was quite, what do you say? Was quite useless on the right, to be honest with you. She tried to dribble past her defender, but she couldn't do much. The defender always got her. So, yeah, I think Nere never always got her. So, Vicky Lopez wasn't able to dribble, and at times she also had 2, 3 people marking her. So, yeah, Vicky Lopez is quite useless on the right. She couldn't do much dribbling, which was, yeah, I didn't like to see that, but that's what happened. But Barca had much success on the left with Pina and Alexia and Bruce from time to time combining to create attacks. Alexia found a lot of space behind Athletic's box because Athletic weren't just low blocking, they were actually pressing high, so that left space is behind. But even though Alexia got the ball in a promising area, she couldn't do much with it. So that was what was happening. But at but something had to give. So around the 35th minute, Alexia gets the ball again. As I said, she gets the ball because she has a space, and she hits it and hits the post. Hits the post, and then there's some more recycling. Irene gets the ball, and then she gives it to Ona, and Kika's literally asking her for the ball, and Ona's like, "I'm gonna shoot." She shoots and it's a goal. Like I couldn't understand first. I was like, how is it possible? Because she hits straight at the keeper. It's quite central. And I was like, how did it even go? And it's not even a top corner or something. Just straight at the keeper goes in. And the commentator was just stunned. She didn't even comment. Like, she didn't even say it's a goal. Everybody was stunned. And then the replay showed that it just dinged right above the keeper and went inside. So that was an amazing goal. And Ona's celebration after that showed that, yeah, they didn't like the celebration. And yeah, they was like, wow, the most unlikely of scorers, and that's what you want. So even if the others are not able to score, somebody will turn up, and that's what happened in this game. So Ona scored that goal. That was a beautiful goal, and yeah, Barca won right back in it. So yeah, I was never worried about Barca not winning this game, but I didn't expect Ona to score though, so that was really good, and I'm not complaining. So Ona scored that goal. Hopefully she renews. Please renew, woman. Why would you not renew? So yeah, that was really great. So Ona was doing that, and then came in third night when there came a corner, and this was really interesting because maybe it is because Navarro left. I don't know because now Rafael Navarro, the ex Barca assistant coach, was handling the corners. It was not bad, but now I just think it's better. So usually, in the long corner routine, Irene Paredes stands at the far post, and the balls usually go to her, and she scores. And she has scored multiple times, even against Chelsea last season, if you remember the goal she scored. And they literally tied that multiple times in the game, and Chelsea did not get the lesson, and Irene scores the third goal for Barca. So that is what usually happens when Irene stands at the far post. But this time, nobody was standing at the far post. Irene was actually inside that huddle, near the goal. So there's nobody there. So Athletic thought, okay, fine, there's no need to worry. But then Pina was unmarked. Pina was standing way farther away from the goal, but inside the box. And the ball went straight to Pina. So they did not expect that. That is a slight tweak. And then Pina heads the ball. The goalkeeper, the goalkeeper gets to it, but the ball spills, and then Irene is right near the goalkeeper, and she just taps at it. So it's a goal. So that's how Barca take the lead. It's 2-1 now, and Irene's expression, she says it all. Vamos, and she's so like charged up, and yeah, of course you're charged up. So it becomes 2-1 at that point. So that was a nice tweak from the set piece team, and yeah, so Barca 2-1. So after that comes the most controversial part. It's not even controversy at this point, it's just pure robbery. Because just before halftime, KIKA Nasrid, there's a cross into it. If I'm not wrong, I think it's Ona or Ricky, I'm not exactly sure. There's a cross into box, and Payor, KIKA, and there's a defender. They all go for it. And then, so KIKA also goes for it, and while jumping, arms go out. Okay, so this is what happens. Arms go out and hits her, the defender, Athletic Bilbao defender, and then she falls down. And then there's a long stoppage because of this, because they had to treat her, and then she bandages her nose because she got hurt in the nose. So that is what. So it takes a long time for that, and then suddenly the referee goes to monitor. I thought, okay, they were checking penalty or not, and knew it is not a penalty. But then she checks it and sends Kika off for saying, you hit her so hard that it's a violent offense and you have to go off. Like, honestly, like, really, dude, because Kika was not even looking at her. She was just going for the ball. She did this, which is quite natural when you jump. You can't jump like this. So you're going to use your hands. So he hit her. So if you want to book her, yellow card makes absolute sense. Red card, no, not at all. Because she's not even looking at the ball. She's just doing this, which is quite natural movement when you jump. So if he's looking at her and then doing, that's different. She did not do that. So yellow card makes sense. She just sends her off like that. And Barca, just before halftime, Barca left with 10. And then Bilbao get a slice of hope that they can actually turn this around. So then the halftime comes, and then the game begins, and then but Barca don't lose their structure or anything. They just go on with it. And Kika was basically doing Mariano's role in that game, because she was doing the part where she was connecting the midfield and the defense and the attack, because she was dropping deep at times. She was in the attack at times, so she was doing the Ramdeuter role, which Müller used to do, which Mariano also used to do. So she was there everywhere. She was everywhere, left, right, up, down. She was everywhere. She was doing that role. She did it very well this time, but then she got sent off. So Barca had to now, there's 45 minutes for Bilbao to make this advantage count, which they didn't. But actually, in the second half, Bilbao had no chances at all. Like, they had absolutely no chance. In the first half, they had the goal and they had one more shot on target. Otherwise, they had no shots on target after that. Second half, we were much better. I don't know how, but this is what we were much better in the second half. And we pressed again. We pressed hard. We pressed high. We also tried to create chances. We did all of that, but there was a bit of concern and caution regarding that, because we can't go too high and then Bilbao get the chance to counter. They tried that, but this time the defense was much all on the same page. So Bilbao couldn't do much in the second half. And then it is also interesting because Barca had many points in the second half. They were defending with the back five. I think that is the first time I've ever seen Barca for me uh, defending with the back five in a long time. I think the last time I might have seen it was in 2023, 2022-23 Supercopa Semifinal. In that season, Supercopa Final against Real Madrid. Which also, coincidentally, we won 3-1 and Irene was sent off in 60th minute, which won in extra time. Salma scored the third goal. So, I mean, again, this season we are winning a 3-1 semi-final red card. So, it's really coincidental. So, maybe in that game, Bas also played with 10 people. I might rewatch the game, I don't remember because it was a long time ago. In this game, Barca played with back five for a lot many times, and it's really really interesting to watch that. I don't mind it because there are so many people who might be like, "This is Barca way. You cannot play like that. How dare you play five in the back? It doesn't matter. You have to be practical sometimes to get the win." And Barca did, and I'm really happy they did that. They're playing with five at the back. It is crazy to watch. And many times they were also playing a low block. Barca playing a low block. So if anybody wants to watch Barca playing a low ball, this is the match for you. Barca playing a low block at times from time to time, and they're actually inviting the athletic press. It was quite dangerous because athletic club were pressing quite hard, but they could not. What to say? They were not good enough in the final third, but Barca were really, really engaging them. They come get the ball from us. They were like deep in their own box, and then luring the athletic players. And then athletic they went deeper and deeper. But the good thing is that the red card didn't come where athletic were leading. It came when Barca were leading. So athletic had to go for the goal. So they had to come for it, and then they were lured in, and they had a high line. At one point, when Barca actually gets the third goal, Athletic is inside Barca's half. So that is when the moment happens, a moment of magic. It is deep. It's in Barca's half, just near the halfway line, and it's near touch line. There's no space at all, and somehow the ball goes from Paya to Ona, and then Ona is released. Okay, Pyre has the ball, and then when Pyre got the ball, she's like, release Ona, release Ona. I was just shouting at the screen, and that's what she does. She reaches it Ona. Ona goes on a running race, and there's nobody to catch her. And then Pyre also goes on a running race with her. Both of them run very fast. And the defenders, they don't know what's happening. They're just trying to catch her, but everything ends so soon. So two defenders around Ona, they try to catch her, and there's one more behind Pyre. And then Ona just turns and she looks for Pyre. She's for anybody. There's Pyre there. She gives the ball to Pyre, and Pyre, just one touch. She doesn't take two touches. Just one touch. She's sure. She knows what she's going to do. She takes it. It's a goal. And her celebration, man. She does this, and like it is really beautiful. I mean, that is my favorite goal. Ona, the first goal is really good. I don't know this counter goal. Barca play counter attacking football. I mean, Barca do play counter attacking. It's not a secret, but it is really nice to watch that because it's a tough moment. You have 10 people playing the low block defensive football, and you do stuff which other teams try to do against Barca. That was a really beautiful game, a beautiful goal. Ona assist again. So Ona gets a goal and an assist. Please renew, please renew. And Paya scores the goal. Of course, Paya scores. Of course, she scores. So it's 3-1 now and much more comfortable now. And then that's the game over then and there. So we don't have to worry about that because Bilbao try after that, but they don't do much, and Barca are much more comfortable after that. So that is it. So Bayer gets the third goal, and things are comfortable. And then Patrick comes in. Lot many more people come in. Brooks is taken off. Kamara comes in. Was Sydney come, and Sydney also has a chance towards the end. I think 88th minute. She gets a chance. And then she could have scored a fourth goal, but she just fluffs it towards the end. So yeah, she could have had a goal. And Salma also comes in. Graham Munson also comes in. So all of these players come. Patrick also. Yeah, Patrick came on at the 56th minute. Patrick and Graham Munson, which was really needed because this is in the second half and we were down to 10 and we were only 2-1 at that point. So both of them came in, and that was really good because defensive solidity was also important, and crime also gives the attacking impetus needed when we had to counter. So that was also good. So everything. So even though we had a red card, it never felt like the game was out of our control. So everything went well, so nothing to worry about. So that is how it went. So even though RFEF tried to rob us once again, we literally played against 12 people and still won. So, but this can't be happening. Like, you don't have to play against 12. We should be able to play against 11. So I don't like this, but this is what it's going on. So this is done. Second semi-final. I don't know why we have even playing second semi, because usually the winner of the Supercopa gets to choose which semi-final they want, and but this time we got second semi. I don't know if Barca chose it. I don't think Barca would have chosen it. I don't know why we got the second semi-final. But whatever, because if this time Real Madrid lose, they can't complain that they got the first semi-final, because last time that's what Alberto Torres was complaining, saying that Barca got the first semi-final. That's why we lost. We can't see, even if that has some sense, like some logic. You can't lose 5. If you lost 2-1 or 1-0 or 3-2, there's some logic to it. You can't lose 5-0 and then say we only lost that because we played the second semi-final and that's like every time. That makes no sense. So anyway, Barca played second semi-final and they're through, and Real Madrid already beat Athletic 3-1. Actually, in hindsight, Athletic Club was much difficult opponent for us than Athletic Madrid, because Atletico Madrid is shit right now. And their boss is also fired because of the performances. They're really, really bad. They're not doing well in the league. They even lost Espanyol, if I'm not wrong. So they're not doing well in the league. They're not doing well they're out of the Super Cup. They'll most likely be knocked out of the Copa del Rey by some team, either Real Madrid, Barca, or some other random team. So things are not going well for them. So yeah, Madrid has an easy game. So the final is on Saturday. Hopefully we win them. Hopefully we beat them one more time, humiliate them one more time, show who the true queens of Spain. So Supercopa Final, I'll have a review for that game. So let's see what happens. So yeah, thank you for watching. Like this video, subscribe to my channel. Let's go Barca.